Hello, everyone. I'm Timmy Hayes. To my various subscribers and followers, thank you for tuning in. To anyone new, I'm a musician mainly, and I post kind of whatever I want on YouTube, mainly music. I make my own music videos and stuff. So I'm gonna try to make this as fast as possible. This is something I don't want to get too into here because it's about race, and I think the topic of race is extremely complicated and important to talk about. It's something I've been wanting to address for a long time. But I'm not quite ready to do it to the full extent that I want to right now. But to my subscribers and followers from various platforms, I don't have very many, only a few hundred, but I feel I owe an explanation because, as you probably have been able to tell, I've not been uploading very much lately. And I'm not going to be uploading for a while. I'm not sure exactly how long I'm not going to be uploading. It could be a couple months, or it could be up to a year. If it comes to a year, I'm going to upload again, just kind of as an update on what I'm working on, where I'm at. But I've had a lot going on in my life, and things are just a bit too much for me now. I can't focus on the things that I need to, so I'm taking a step back on all social media, really. So any of my personal friends that see this, I'm sorry. I have so many unread messages, and I'm sorry I haven't been able to get back to you. And anyone who's reached out to me on various social media platforms, my apologies. It's pretty overwhelming to try to hit everything. So I'm most active on Reddit, and particularly there is an Asian subreddit called Asian Identity. It's spelled AZN Identity, so r/AZN Identity. The reason why I'm most active there is because I feel it's important to engage in discussion with the Asian community, and that's the most active subreddit. And Reddit, I enjoy Reddit because it attracts a lot of people and it has long form discussion. It's not like Twitter, with the character cap. So with anonymous boards like 4chan, 9gag, Reddit, and any, you have freedom in discussion, which is a really great thing. It allows people to say what they feel, and this can lead to a lot of truths being revealed that people are not necessarily wanting to say in real life. That's a good thing. Unfortunately, a lot of times this leads to mob mentalities, toxicity, misogyny, racism. If you go on 4chan, you're gonna see a bunch of slurs and things like that. There's a kernel of truth in this and that, and there's a lot of falsehoods perpetuated as well. So I'm just going to be very brief. I want to engage with the Asian community as much as possible. However, I'm also mixed race. My father was white. This is an issue of great contention on this subreddit, Asian Identity. Because, white imperialism, this is this is why I wanted to make a longer video about this, but I'll just try to be brief. War shapes our lives far more deeply than people realize. I'm acutely aware of this because my father was a soldier. I've been around the military my entire life. That's not to say I'm a soldier, but I'm familiar with history and the movement of peoples and how war shapes things. And here in South Korea, where I am, being of Korean descent, it's very apparent. So I understand the sentiment, especially white soldiers like my father. Many of them abuse their positions of power because a nation occupying a nation that has less power, there's abuses that happen. And especially America is just the ally of South Korea, but before that you had Korea being occupied by the Japanese, and that wasn't as allies, that was as a hostile takeover, so the abuses are even more pronounced in that situation. So I'm proud of my parents. I'm proud of my heritage, myself. I love being mixed race. I love being who I am. And if you have a problem with that, fuck you, whatever. If you have a problem with the way I look, being Asian, being mixed, fuck you. That's all I have to say. Fuck you, stop watching, go fuck off. As you can tell, things have been getting to me lately because I understand about white imperialism and the hostility that Asian men in particular, it affects Asian women too. But Asian men have been emasculated in Western society and all around the world for a very long time. I've been getting little dick jokes thrown at me since I was 5 years old. Any representation I've seen in entertainment has been caricaturizations of negative stereotypes or absurd characters that promote negative images of Asian men. Asian men are seen as a joke, and it's wrong, and I understand the anger. I have felt it too. However, my perspective is that there's a lot of hatred towards white men and Asian women couples, or even just interracial couples, and I understand that there's this kind of like perception of, and this is something that's difficult for people to talk about, but in war, sexual politics is a thing. In life, in war, in culture. So when the Japanese occupied Korea, a thing that they did was sexual slavery. They kidnapped women and they forced them to be sexual slaves. And it was women as young as 10 years old, girls, not women, girls, little girls, as young as 10 years old, and then older women too. Their idea was that if we take your women, we show you that you're too weak to protect your most valuable resource, is their mindset. This is obviously a horrible mindset for various reasons, but that's the way that animals think. If I take your resource for reproduction and I put my own genetic offspring in there, then your people get wiped out, my people get propagated. So I understand that Asian men feel that they've been undercut, and you see that in society. Most interracial relationships involving Asians involve what? White men and Asian women. Blaming Asian women is wrong. This is on an individual level, perhaps, because there are toxic Asian women who will be negative towards Asian men and propagate or perpetuate negative stereotypes. Yes, there's plenty of those kind of women. There's toxic dynamics involved all throughout. However, my perspective is that for us to improve as a human race, we need to raise up the marginalized instead of attempting to bring down the privileged or whatever. And when we compress in music, it's called compression. You get sound waves and you drive down the peaks and you raise the troughs. So you compress music down and you make it more even. That's the way I see it in society. And it's already happening. It's already happened. The last 3 years we've seen enormous strides towards equality for the Asian community, Asian men in particular, with the popularization of K-pop, really, BTS, 방탄소년단들, like, because of them, there's kind of a recognition of Asian men as viable men, not just kind of the butt of jokes and things like that. That's really important. Now, whenever I log on to Reddit, I feel it's important to engage in discussion for me because I need to learn and I need to talk to people, and whatever positive impact or influence I can have on people, that's important for me to partake in. And then, as well as, what happens online, it bleeds into reality. We have things like, just a few examples, the George Floyd protests or the Capitol Hill riots, things like that. Those all germinated online first. And public attitudes, people like anti-vax movements, these mindsets, they congregate in communities, and then people perpetuate or they act a certain way in real life because of whatever narrative that they are being exposed to online or participating in. So I feel like it's important for me to engage in conversation and promote equality in any way I can. However, I've been getting a lot of negativity lately, just the last 2-3 years that I've been on Reddit. I get attacked a lot. Normally I don't focus so much on it. So I just move on. However, I suppose the reason I haven't been uploading very much lately is because I've been dealing with a lot of stuff. A big thing was I had to go back to the States, and my father's funeral, I had to take care of that. So it's been an emotionally taxing time for me. And I feel I've been neglecting music and kind of my everyday life and my passions, and just trying to keep friendships going and things like that with various social media, blah, blah, blah. So going on Asian identity on Reddit, the subreddit, these days it just feels like I'm fighting all the time. And I'm just, there's certain commenters who follow me just to shit on me. Like, there's a few in particular who pretty much almost all my posts, they'll like attack me for being mixed, and I've been called a lot of different things. One that stands out is, they say like, oh, you don't get it because you look more white, and like you're a white Nazi. And I'm like, yes, because I look so white, I don't get it. And that's, race as a social construct, blah, blah, blah. That's too complicated to get into now. I'm exhausted. I'm tired of fighting. And I feel like I've said enough. I don't really have anything else to say right now. There's nothing, like, there's so many great allies to the cause for equality Asian equality in particular. And some that stand out, like Dion Lim. She's doing a lot of great work highlighting um, bad things that happen to Asian people. She's a reporter, and on her Instagram every day she's posting something, and I admire her a lot. So I feel my mental health is being affected, and I'm not able to focus on the things I need to. So I'm taking a step back, like I said, maybe just a couple months, maybe up to a year. If it does end up being a year, I'm going to put in another update. But I'm not going to be on any social media platform: Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, YouTube. YouTube's the main one for me because it's a way for me to express myself with my music videos. So I'll be back. I've had a lot in my head, projects that I feel very strongly about. One in particular about being Asian, that I really feel. And being a musician and, not having many subscribers, not making money from it, it's been too frustrating. I put in so much time and effort into creation, and I feel I'm not getting enough back from it. So I'm also going to be working on setting up my Patreon account in a way where I can start getting a supplemental income, and then merchandising as well, because I know, like, I do have some fans who enjoy my stuff. They message me sometimes, and if they want to support in any way or get merchandise, this will be a way for them. So these things take time. I don't have the financial means to outsource my work at this time, so I'm doing everything myself, making the music videos, and graphic design and blah blah blah. Like I've taught myself all these things, except I guess we can say music. I took lessons when I was younger. So this is a lot of energy I'm putting into things, and time and effort, and I work a normal job. I'm not making a ton of money, so yeah, when I come back, I want things to be set up in a way that people can be more a part of what I'm doing, and support if they need to, if they want to. And then also I feel I should be getting something back, because I'm contributing something to the world artistically. If you look through my YouTube channel, I'm doing stuff that no one else has done. There's no one like me in the realm of music. I am a unique musician, and whatever, if that sounds arrogant or haughty, I don't give a fuck, because it's true. You go through my stuff, and I put in a lot of work. I am an English major. Literature is my great love in life. Literature and music. And if you look through my lyrics and things like that on some of my more serious songs, you'll see that I've put in an insane amount of thought into things, and there's lots hidden there. That's it. I don't want to, suck my own dick so much, like, oh, I'm the greatest, blah, but I am contributing something to the world of music and art that hasn't been recognized on a mass level, or even like like I said, I have a couple hundred followers across various social media platforms, and then a few fans that'll message me, and like they'll actively like stuff. I'm extremely grateful for them, and thank you. It means the world to me. It really does. That someone can get something out of what I'm doing. That's all I want. I want to help. I want to, whatever that's inside me that I put out, and someone can use that to even just think about things a little more. Then I've done my purpose. That's something important to me. And I feel that's what we should do as people. We should try to be in service to one another. And that doesn't mean neglecting yourself, because, you have to look out for numero uno first, yourself. But so I didn't mean to talk for 20 minutes, but I think I've gone over everything. So yeah, I'll be back. Not sure exactly when, but you're probably not going to hear from me for a while. And like I said, thank you for tuning in. To my personal friends who may see this, sorry if I don't get back to you anytime soon. I've got a lot going on in my life. So yeah, when I come back though, like I said, I'm gonna put my everything into the things I'm creating. My everything. I see my creations as like pieces of my soul. And some things I've done in the past, I didn't understand how to create using video software or music production software. I have a much better understanding of things now. I mean, I'm always learning, but I'm gonna do things right. I'm gonna really put focus, take my time, because before I was like, oh, I need to crank this out and get it done. I'm gonna take my time and make things right. So, don't completely forget about me while I'm gone, because when I come back, there's gonna be a lot of cool stuff. So thanks for listening. If this is your first time watching, please check out the rest of my channel. I'm sure there's something in there for you. And if not, that's fine too. Maybe there will be in the future. Any likes, subscribes, I appreciate all that, sharing. So yeah, I think I've said everything, and I wish, even if you hate me for whatever reason, I wish you all the best, and I hope that we can work together to make the world a better place. All right, peace out, everyone.